Episode 97 of Dragon Ball Super. Let's talk about it. As we get into the episode basically starts off with Daishin-kan going over the rules again. You can't kill, you can't use weapons, you can't use healing items, and all that good stuff. And he says the middle power will descend as time passes. Once the power hits the floor, the tournament is over. There's also like a sundial or something in the sky that's constantly rotating the tournament arena. So once that's done all, the different rotations, the power will go down with each different rotation, I suppose. But with a couple of things with Zeno, they're just kind of marking out before the tournament begins. Daishin-kan then finally begins the Tournament of Power, and what we witness is just nothing short of amazing. Literally everyone, and I mean everyone, sprints for the middle of the arena. There's so much going on, there's so many different clashes. Like from memory, I see some frog pride trooper fighting some other chick, and oh my, there's just so much going on. We've got the two big guys from, I believe, Universes 4 and 9 going up against each other. It's absolutely insane. We see literally tons and tons of huge explosions happening all across the arena. The Zenos are marking out so hard. It's like, the Zenos are honestly, like, if you think about it, they're projecting us, the fans, the viewers of this tournament. They're going crazy for this. Universe 7 are left on their own in the middle of the arena. Goku then rushes off after seeing Toppo, who's fighting Vegeta. However, the spy from Universe 4 jumps in and starts fighting with Goku. 17 and 18, surprisingly, also then leave to do their own fights, as well as Vegeta and Frieza too. We switch to see Narirama, the big spinning robot that I believe Nigrishi's, I think he's called, Nigrishi from Universe 3 comes in and he starts spinning everyone away. He spins away the kind of, I suppose, magical girls from Universe 2. He spins away Kaba and Dispo, who seem to be fighting with each other. However, my man Hit, it's only the first episode of this tournament, and my man Hit comes in like an absolute alpha from one side, stamping down on one arm, and then we see Basil coming in from the other side and stamping down on his other arm, and this man gets completely beaten by them both. This is what I've been saying since like the start of this arc. We're going to get a bunch of very improvised and very unconventional teamworks going on here. Like, we just saw Hit and Basil teaming up against this guy just to kind of take down a bigger threat within this tournament, and this is what I believe is going to provide so many great interactions for this tournament. We could be seeing Goku and Hit teaming up, Goku and Toppo teaming up, Goku and, I don't know, anybody else, Goku and the Yard Rat teaming up. That would be very interesting considering they both got the instant transmission. We then see a fairy girl from Universe 10 fighting with Basil as he fires off a shining blaster at her. And there's one thing I want to mention, that if you notice, if you're kind of pretty perceptive, you'll be able to see that this is the exact same animation as what he used against Boo in the Zen Exhibition match. And I will go in depth with this in my overall thoughts section, but that's something about this and even the next episode that has me slightly worried, but I'll talk about it later. He then fires a Shining Blaster +1 at her, sending her right off the arena, with Basil getting the first elimination of the Tournament of Power. However, the revelation here is that when you fall off the stage, you don't die like we all thought you would. You just get teleported up to the stands where the gods are sitting, where we learn her name is Lilyboo or Lilyboo, I don't know, something like that. When Zeno uses the God Pad, these kids in their newfangled technology, to mark out her name and her kind of portrait of her being knocked out from the Tournament of Power as we go to a commercial break. We come back from the break to see that Ramush is chewing out Lilyboo for being the first eliminated from the tournament. Then we see Basil fighting another guy from Universe 10, this big sumo wrestler type guy. We then get some shots of 18 fighting a female Pride Trooper, 17 using his barrier to deflect blasts, and Vegeta just going at it, and Frieza literally blasting this guy in the face. It's crazy. Then we get back to Goku fighting the spy. We switch to see a bunch of people surround the remaining Universe 7 fighters that are in the middle of the arena, so Gohan, Roshi, Tenshinhan, Krillin and Piccolo. We do see that Lavenda and Botamo are there, but the Universe 7 fighters go for a combo attack. Tenshinhan uses the Taioken, then Piccolo uses the Makanko Sapo, Krillin uses the Kenzan, Roshi uses the Kamehameha, and Gohan just uses these regular Ki Blasts, which is kind of weird considering everyone used almost their kind of signature techniques, I suppose. He could have at least used the Masenko, but it's back to a whole bank animation thing that I'm going to talk about in the overall thoughts. But it doesn't seem to do anything to them anyway, and the fighters are still left standing. The fight between Basil and the sumo guy continues. Basil fires 3 shining blasters at him, but it still is not enough because he kind of uses his fist to drag it along the ground and then smashes his blast away, and then we learn that he is called Napapa. We get the exact same shots of 18 and Vegeta fighting, as well as Goku fighting the spy with the exact same bank animation as when he fought Boo. The spy then bolts right out there. We then see Toppo using the Justice Flash. Goku goes for him, but Murichim gets involved, butting heads with Toppo, revealing Jiren, who's just standing there completely still. He's watching the fight. This guy runs up to Jiren, but he doesn't move at all. He just looks at the guy and he's like, nope, I'm out of here. Goku and Jiren have a little bit of a stare off where Goku is then suddenly grabbed by a Universe 4 guy, the big massive guy. He is called Nink. And Goku's put in a big hold here, and Nink starts to go to the edge of the arena to throw Goku and himself off, and he does, however, at the last second, at the very last second, Goku busts out the Super Saiyan Blue, holding onto the ledge and jumping up. Then 5 different fighters, including all 3 of the trio of danger, surround Goku. All of these guys are from Universe 9, as Goku prepares to go 5-on-1, later are going to be 8-on-1, with 47 minutes. Yeah, 47 minutes. That episode was only a minute of the Tournament of Power remaining in the Tournament of Power, as the episode ends there. But now with the episode out of the way, it's time to get into my overall thoughts of this episode. This was a very strong start to the Tournament of Power. Like I did say, there is a couple of problems with the animation, but I will talk about that in a minute. But this episode, man, it has captured the feeling that we have wanted from this Tournament of Power. This very chaotic, very fast-paced, very kind of action-packed episode, just full of clashes upon clashes upon clashes, just everywhere. Like, even when we got the shots of the tournament arena, literally not a single inch was not covered by an explosion. It was absolutely insane. But the big thing I want to talk about here, the bank animation. Now, bank animation in anime, or just really cartoons in general, is a way of kind of saving time for the animators to use, because bank animation is used to sort of fill up time that can be better spent elsewhere with bigger sort of moments happening. I suppose we're going to get a lot of very good animation. I would be very surprised if we didn't get an all-star cast like with Vegito Blue versus Merge Zamasu, but for Goku versus Jiren. We might even find they might use Goku versus Jiren's opening fight with Naoto Shishida in the actual episodes, because we've already seen that they've done that during this arc, and we're going to see that they're going to do it again during this arc in the next episode previews. But bank animation is not a bad thing at all, but if they use too much bank animation, like in this episode, they are pulling from Resurrection F of all places for the animation. That was only for Piccolo's Makanko Sapo though. They've been mainly pulling from the build-up episodes and the Zen exhibition match for this episode, but other than that, it's pretty surprising how much they've used here. But we're going to see a lot of that regardless as we go into this tournament, and as we come to the end of the tournament, that's when we're going to get the real big guns coming out for the Tournament of Power. But now, with the overall thoughts out of the way, it's time to get into the previews as we come to episode 98, entitled Oh, All in Vain, the Universe's Despair. First off, right off the bat is the big talking point of the previews. Goku has this weird white aura around him. I'm not sure what it is, and it's not just like the white aura they have when they power up in their base forms. It kind of reminds me of the blue aura that we saw with Super Saiyan God Goku when he first achieved the form. I'm not sure if he did it in Super, but it was definitely in the Battle of Gods movie. He had this kind of blue outlined aura around him just when he got the form initially. But there's a lot of people saying that it might be linked to the new form that we have been seeing in the opening, as well as the new poster key visual we got for the Tournament of Power only a few days ago. But I was talking to MJ, otherwise known as Geekless TV. I'm sure you guys know him. He does a lot of collaborations with different YouTubers in the Dragon Ball community, and he thinks that it might be possibly a way for Goku to mitigate the fact that Bergamo can grow every single time he gets like hit by something. Now the thing about that is that it makes sense, because during this next episode preview, we don't see Bergamo grow at all, and every time we see Bergamo, he's fighting Goku with this white aura around him. So that might be a way to mitigate that sort of growing process and that ability of Bergamo's, which would be very interesting. I'd love to see how Goku manages to use it against him. We also see a bunch of other people from Universe 9 show up, like the purple chick, as well as Lavender showing up, as well as some bank animation from the Gohan fight. We see Vegeta for a second, then we get the exact same shot of Goku fighting Bergamo from the opening. More bank animation. So like I said in the overall thoughts, there's a lot of bank animation being used in these startup episodes. Wouldn't be surprised if they used them for maybe, I don't know, maybe another 4, 5, 6 episodes. It's going to be a lot of that, especially when Universe 9 is still in the mix, because they've got the bank animation from the Zen exhibition match they can use. We see Super Saiyan Vegeta fighting the big kind of golem guy from Universe 9. We then get some bank animation of Frieza firing the blast with his thumb behind himself from episode 95. Then Goku and Bergamo continue to fight, as well as Super Saiyan Goku now being in the episode with the title "Oh, All in Vain, the Universe's Despair," with a shot of Goku in the background, with the final shot being of Zeno pointing, as the previews end there. Seems like it's going to be a very interesting episode, very Universe 9 heavy, but I'm going to make a big bold prediction right here for you guys. I think that they're going to use Universe 9 as the first universe to be eliminated entirely from the Tournament of Power. Now the reason why I think that is because there was a kind of a leak, or in fact it wasn't even a leak, it was a preview from Jump, I believe, and it said that Goku was going to be fighting 8-on-1 in this episode. 8-on-1. That's crazy. So what I think is going to happen here is that Goku is going to be fighting 5-on-1 like we saw at the end of the episode. You know, you got the 3 trio of Dangers fighters, as well as 2 more that showed up. And what I think is going to happen is Vegeta's going to come in. We saw that Vegeta kind of glanced at Goku as if he was kind of worried. I think he's going to see that Goku's almost going to get eliminated. He's going to fly in to sort of protect and save Goku. And then together, both as Super Saiyans, they're going to eliminate 8 of the Universe 9 fighters, and maybe the other 2, I'm not sure about that, but I think that they'll eliminate 8 fighters from Universe 9, plus one of the trio of Dangers being Bergamo. I think he's going to be kicked out of this Tournament of Power, leaving both Basil and Lavender in the tournament, because I believe they're putting a lot of emphasis on Basil. They definitely did in episode 97. However, that is all for this episode discussion and episode previews discussion for 98. If you guys like this video, please leave a like and a comment in the comment section below. Do you think that Universe 9 are going to be the first to get kicked out of this tournament by Goku and Vegeta? Possibly another few guys as well. And if so, do you think they're going to get erased right away once all 10 members are up there? Or do you think they're going to wait till the end of the Tournament of Power? Please share this amongst your friends, and if you could, please hit the bell next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get a notification every single time I upload. That way you'll get every single piece of content to you as it goes up. I've been AzureAce, and thanks for coming to the video.
You have arrived. I'm here to tell you that if you don't subscribe to AzureAce for Dragon Ball, Kingdom Hearts, and Pokemon TCG content, you will wander forever in the darkness of your heart.